Hello, you lovely lot. We are at the beautiful Hampton Springs again today, where we're going to have a bit of a fish show chat, aren't we, J-Lad?
Yeah, we're going to have a little, not a reminisce,
we're
thinking about Fishmania that the draw was for last night.
Obviously, as you know, it's changed this year. It's gone to Westwood Lakes.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I think it's ever been on a snake lake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Normally it's sort of big open waters, so wagglers are involved, big carps, but it's going to be, what, F1s,
There
carps,
will not be a rod on the bank.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, all carp and barbels and F1s. Never before many F1s. Only when you won there was an F1 caught. That's the only other year there's been F1s,
right,
isn't it, when
yeah.
you won?
Actually, yeah. Other than that, it's all been big wobbly things,
Always
hasn't
been carp with says it is an F1 match and
It's ridiculous the amount of fish in there, isn't it, Jay?
It's doing me head in hand.
Proper.
I've never known a venue with as many fish that you can't catch.
Have you been before? Obviously, you've been a couple of times for practice and match. Had you been previously?
No.
So I've been twice coach on there, and honestly, folks, I've never ever been anywhere like it. You tap a little bit of bait in, the like fish are like, oh, food, and they're straight on it, but you can't settle them, can you?
Oh, you should catch £1 million on every peg.
I saw it. I was like so giddy. We were just going to catch £1 million today.
Yeah.
Couldn't catch.
They're just so educated and a million different reasons they're allowed to
Yeah.
catch. But it is what it is, and because there's so many fish, I honestly believe, I've talked to my dad about it, open shore,
Yeah.
there's £100 on every single peg. Definitely in a open match.
Right.
And we fished there, we've just fished this Sunday,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say there were 45 on a 50 peg lake. So snug. I mean,
Right.
pretty much every peg, give or take an odd.
So is it 24 or 25 in the final?
25, two missed ones. So we've
then
all
you've
got an
you've
empty
got
peg.
blockers. Definitely got blockers.
Yeah, there's blockers on.
Right. Okay. Otherwise,
It would spoil it a bit. That sorted blockers are on 100%. It needs it to make it a fair match.
Definitely.
But there's £100 on every single peg. On every peg.
Yeah, and
There's more. I'm going to say there's £150 of fish, if not more. You ain't catching them.
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
I've never known a place like it. And I've never known a place. Do you know what it is? It's the first ever time in Fish Show in 11 years on the bounce that I've not gone, I'm doing this and that's going to have the chance of winning.
So you've just got to literally set. So that roost you've got there with like, how many holes on that?
Yeah,
38.
24 peg roost.
There's going to be like all top kits in that.
Yeah.
Just for every
But
eventuality.
you've got to be so careful as well. That's the thing I'm getting.
In what way with the feeding?
No. You've got to focus on a few things and do them well.
Do them, right, okay.
Because I fished 2 matches and I've drawn pretty much the same peg.
Yeah.
First one went lovely, came second, caught 120-pound-ish, nice.
Yeah.
And then I've drawn the same peg, bar one, I was on 30 and I drew 12.
So obviously you fished it that first time, you did well. Did you do exactly the same thing the second time, just to confirm, or have you gone down a
No, I
different
did a bit
route,
more, just to get things out my head.
Right,
But the first time I fished 3 lines, maybe 4-ish.
right.
And ticked over and
So
I felt
obviously
I understand
Cross
rotating.
middle edges, or
Not far off, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, basic. The other day, I fished 2 edges, a top kit, a middle, a down the shelf, and a mud line as well. So
Right.
6,
18.
7 or 8 with shallow edges as
yeah.
well.
So here's the thing then, J-Lad, what's going to happen? Because obviously, as you know, folks, in Fishermania, it's the only match where the angler's getting weighed in every half an hour. Now, what's going to happen in the edges? I can't, other than that first half an hour, I just
There's
don't-
that
I
many.
can't see it happening. Really?
It could
You
not
think we'll come
bother
into
them.
it?
Yeah, they might have the cloud and come in. I don't know. No one knows, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. There are that many fish in there. I don't know. I don't think they'll even be
I mean,
bothered.
it's the same for everyone, I suppose, isn't it? And no one will be knowing.
No one knows how it'll respond to the pressure, because that's going to be a big thing, the people on the bank, because it's never seen that.
I mean, how are you going to approach it then, Jay? Are you going to do your normal, like, starting off where you want to start off and looking round, or are you just going to fish your own match?
I think it's the one match when you cannot look around.
Just got to get head down, just get
You've
on
got to
with it.
pick your things that you want to rotate, because rotation's massive.
Yeah.
You can't clatter them.
So what you
2 or
saying,
3
a couple
fish.
of fish and then
You've got to understand your rotation really quick.
And so obviously the swims that you're fishing on, are you, when you're moving it, are you still priming that for another one, or are you just going to get too many fish there? You're just going to stop feeding it altogether?
Depends what you're doing. Yeah,
Right.
your maggots up and down you one, yes. Your edgy ones, if you're loose feeding, obviously yes, but if you're not, leave them.
Right. Is it really silty, J-Lad?
Ridiculously silty, yeah.
Right,
that makes
okay.
them quite hard to
So
catch.
they're like
It puffs
scouring
up.
it out and
Yeah.
you can't see your bait and this, that and the other?
Yeah, it goes deeper, but it's the competition. They've been fished for a lot.
Right, okay.
So the way they feed shallow, it's so frustrating, because the rule is 6 and 6. So you can have 6 inch below, 6 inch above, line. Yeah, 6 inches is as shallow as you can fish.
Right, okay.
That's the tricky bit, they feed
Yeah.
that deep. So you flick your 6 inch rig in and it goes on the way in. Every single go.
Right, okay, so it's that first.
They know to feed right up, but you're not allowed to go because they feed this deep. So they're really, really tricky to catch. That's why you go on it, catch one straight away.
And then
They know to just be really careful then and not nail it at a certain depth.
Right,
But
okay.
they're so hard to catch.
working out
But
what
it's
they're
so
doing.
good. It's
Right.
technical, it's good. It is, I'm going to be wrong, but I'm not, going to be the closest ever final ever.
So, what are you expecting decent weights then, Jay?
£100.
Oh, really? So there'll be lots of sort of like 70 to 100 pounds, you reckon, or
I reckon the lowest weight will be 50 to 60.
right?
And the winning weight will be 100 to 120,
Right.
maybe more. It's so
So
many
it'll,
fish in
it'll
there.
suit you in that it's going to be a technical match, then.
Before Sunday, I'd have said yeah,
Right.
but you've got to.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of them.
It's
innit?
got to be right, the things that you choose to do. And on your peg dictate as well. You can be, the pegs are fairly similar.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll go into about who's drawn where in a bit, but they're
Yeah.
fairly similar. Looking at them. But you can be on one peg, no features, just a plain snake leg.
Yeah. So just like there's no reeds or anything, it's just
Yeah,
bare banking.
just mud, and it
Yeah.
can plumb completely different to the peg next to you.
Really?
So they might have this on the far bank, you might have this.
And why is that? It's just how it's collapsed over the years, or
Just-
fish have
yeah.
come in and
yeah,
like
just
scoured it
an
out?
old
or-
lake, you know what I mean, that's been
Right.
a lot of fish that have
So you've
changed
got to
the
be, like,
contours and
bang
all
on
of
it
that.
then. Are they in them little deeper troughs, or is it worth?
Oh, there's fish wherever you put bait. You've never seen nothing like it.
no.
Wherever you feed, there's a fish.
Right.
There's never not a fish in your peg, but you've got to choose the right method for the peg.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some pegs are good for shallow because you've got a wind blowing, whatever
Yeah, yeah,
else.
yeah.
Other pegs are better for the mud. Some have a lovely edge. Some
Yeah.
have 4 foot in the edge.
Oh, really?
It's really weird, and you've got to fish the right method for the peg that you draw.
Right. Okay.
That's
A
the
minute.
plan, but I don't know many of the pegs I've drawn.
No,
the
well,
same
you
one.
know what I mean. Obviously, you know, technical wise, and Jay, there's no one better in my opinion than you.
Well,
know
there
what I
is.
mean?
There's
So-
one better, and that's
Well,
the
there is,
issue.
but we'll come on to it in a bit. That's the issue. Right. So let's get on to the peg. So the draw was done last night.
Yes,
Are you happy with your draw, Jay?
I am. All I didn't want is there's
I
two
thought
little
you were
areas
pegs,
that clash a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was like peg 2 a bit, 2, 3, 4. I didn't really fancy them. And then the last
What number are you
pegs,
on? What have you
5.
And you're saying it's where people are walking on, so where the crowd are.
It'll be
coming
quite
through, is
busy where we are, but
Yeah,
that's irrelevant. You can't
yeah.
control that. I'm on a straight at least,
it? Right. Okay.
so I've got my own water.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be on them.
Yeah.
the
yeah.
the
where
two
there's sort of
return sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say peg 22, 23, 24 as well. They're just a
so
little
the
bit.
permanent pegs, right? Okay, not the fishy.
Fisho pegs.
Fish or peg, right? Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
what numbers they are, permanent pegs, but Fisher pegs, I didn't really want 2, 3, 4, and I didn't want 22, 23, 24,
Right.
just because of where they are.
And what's the wind going to do? Do we know what the wind's
It's going to
do?
be a southeasterly wind, which
And
is
how's
going to
that
blow.
blowing?
It's like a horseshoe, the lake,
Yeah.
sort of. So it's going to blow to the sort of where the best bit's going to be.
Oh, right. Okay.
But we're saying the best bit.
So what,
When
have you got wind on your back then?
it'll be like that way across
Oh,
me a
right.
bit.
Okay. Right.
But it shouldn't really get any.
a bit of cover.
Yeah,
Right.
shouldn't really bother. But the wind's going to blow towards where people have drawn. Let's go into that then. The wind's going to blow towards Steve and Christian, sort of.
Right. Okay.
But
And
the-
is that like Christian qualified on?
No,
No, it's a different
It was
one.
on Swallow.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But it's going to blow sort of that way, but it's going to blow sort of to Bagger as well. There's a back straight, which is where I'm going to say it's the pegs we wanted,
Right.
but only not through anything because there've been fish everywhere. I mean, let's go
So there's
into.
no areas better than others, then, Jay.
There's been steady areas, yes,
Right.
definitely.
Okay.
From Fisho pegs, let's keep it at. From 8 to 18 has probably been the most consistent area,
consistent.
which is the back straight. I mean, I'm a bit rusty with numbers. If I get it wrong, don't shout at me. But that sort of area seems to have been the most consistent. I think it's because the wind blows that way
So
predominantly.
it's normally a westerly blowing that way, is it, or something?
Yeah, a southwesterly, southeasterly always blows that way
Right.
or towards that area. That's where you're really going to fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it didn't run away with it. I mean, Bagger drew the peg he drew. I mean,
So he's
Bagger
in the
is
same
the
peg.
one on this lake, isn't
Yeah.
he? He is. We
Left
don't even
it
need to
late,
go
the
into
bag he
it.
did, didn't he?
He's
Left it
horrible,
late,
isn't
the
he?
last
He
one.
did that on
It's
purpose,
just-
though, didn't
it's
he?
ridiculous.
You did that
Yeah.
on purpose.
Teasing,
just to-
wasn't
Yeah.
You've not even been in that many. Teasing, right, we're
Yeah.
qualifying.
Just
this one.
teasing, yeah. You weren't getting it all your own
What
way.
were you saying last week? Saying all the time we were out filming last week, anyone but Bagger. Don't
gonna
really know
win.
what's happening.
He's gonna-
He's going to win. We knew he was going to win, and like you saw it there, he's won. Just
But
ridiculous.
He
So,
has. And he's been there. Sunday we've been there.
Yeah,
And drawn the same peg that he's drawn.
for official.
Yeah, and it's a
Right.
dead steady area. John Alexander won it just down from him with 124. Bagger had 122. That
Oh,
area
okay.
was just nice. But then as well, the opposite corner as well, where Christian and Steve have drawn, that was very nice as well.
It
It's
sounds
just wind,
very
innit?
open, mate, which is obviously what we want in a big competition.
Well, it is.
like
Well,
this, isn't
that's what I was going into. They've, Bagger and John had 122, 124.
it? Yeah.
But behind them, all over the lake, like Adam Richards had 110 off the 40s. Yanni had 108 off my peg.
There's some blooming anglers in it, isn't there?
There's fish everywhere though.
Right.
And it only takes, do you know what I mean? If they're catching 120 on the best pegs, the worst peg's catching 100. It's nothing, it's a bit of luck in it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
dropping in and catching 4 carp and, oh right, there's my £20. It could easy happen as long as you're doing the right things.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that's the key for everyone here, I think. And it's where Bagger is so far ahead of everyone knowing it. It's doing the right method for the peg.
The right time, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
you
like
can't go there with
exhausting
your match, that I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
this.
it. You've got to adapt to the conditions.
You've got to
and
see, this
whatever the
peg's
fish are
going to
doing.
suit that.
Right, okay.
And it seems to be that there's different stamps in different areas as well. Like
What size of fish you mean?
Yeah,
So it's not just F1s. There's
more
carp,
carp
there's-
in some places, bigger F1s in other places,
Right, okay.
barbel in some
Go on a
places.
barbel. That'll do you, wouldn't it? Shoulder barbels, J-Lad.
They've been moody though, but they don't like 40
No, they don't
degrees,
like
do
it.
they?
No.
So they're just salt
What's
in
forecast the weekend? It's
this.
so mildish.
10
and
degrees, 10
overcast.
mile an hour. Nice.
Lovely.
Fishing weather.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So it should be good then. It sounds like it'll be close, mate.
It'll be the best
But
final
you're not
ever
like.
for fishing.
I don't think you'd be like unhappy whatever you do by the sound of it, Jay, because I mean, obviously there might be areas where you'd want to be more than others, but I don't think you're proper unhappy, are you? You know
No.
what I mean,
No, definitely
That
not
spoke to you
unhappy.
the day, you generally didn't know,
No.
did you? Which is good.
Yeah,
It's
you've
going
just
to
got to get
open
on with
now,
it
mate.
and hope you fish the right match.
Yeah, boy.
That's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
Little shout at yourself. It's whether you go down the route of set everything up. Like I almost don't want to, because it's horrible when it's there on your rig roost. You want
Yeah,
to try
yeah.
it sometimes. I almost just don't want to. I almost just want to fish 2 things. But I don't know.
I think that's what we've been guilty of. Well, certainly I have. Just like, no, one more fish on this, one more fish on this, and then changing it. Whereas those that are sort of like more in tune with it, they're changing a lot quicker.
Yeah, you've got to be quick on your rotations.
I've got some hooks for you, Jay, lad.
Cheers. They're actually
You
quite
know,
good,
some
your
hooks,
hooks
good
today.
hooks.
You've just shown me the best hooks you've ever shown me today.
Yeah. And I've not tied them.
It's not a shocker. That's why they look. Anyway.
But no, Jay,
yeah.
lad, all the best, mate. You
But
know what
no,
I mean?
go on, then we need to go a bit more into
What we're going now? What
to
we're going
pegs
now?
who's true. Because we haven't touched on that yet.
You
We've
need
only
to,
talked
you
about
need to flop
bagger.
it out then.
I'm
show.
with it. I'm pretty much with it.
You on it?
Yeah, I'm pretty much with it. Like I said, I didn't fancy the early pegs. The 2 M pegs could be all right. They've got blockers on, but Andy Dyson and Paul Wright are on the M pegs.
Right, okay.
Half a shout. Maybe Andy's
I
peg.
think
Paul's
you've
has
got
been a
to
bit
say end
tricky.
pegs, whichever venue you go to, you've got to say.
But they've got blockers. So they're not ends, but they
I know,
could be
but-
good.
Yeah, it depends if the blockers that are like expert to fish it or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who knows? But anyway, they're half decent pegs.
Yeah.
I said I didn't really fancy the 2 loops. Going a bit further up, Powers was on a barbel peg. Where the
go on.
barbel live, 24.
Right.
Westwood, 24.
And why there's an aerator or
In
something?
aerator
Right,
some
okay.
depth. That's been good. So he could catch Felix's next one, the German. Everyone's saying he's got no chance. Yes, he has.
Yeah, no, he's awesome angler.
Felix ain't daft. He'll catch some
Yeah.
fish. And then we get into the scaredy bit. Bagger on the corner, Christian on the corner. I'm sorry if I missed anyone out, but
How's it? I don't understand. How's it a corner if it's like in the shape of an horseshoe?
because it bends round. It's a bit of a
Isn't that
flat.
Like a snake lake.
It's a horseshoe, but it's like a square one. So it's sort of like that. Look at me. It's like that and then like that. So they've got the corners.
Right, get you.
You with me? They're just a bit curly. They're not straight.
Like a curly whirly.
Not like a curly whirly. It's like
Right,
a
I think I'm on to you, lad.
Anyway, right. So they're at the top here. You really
Yeah,
fancy
yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
then in that top section where you fancy winning,
Yeah.
from Fisher Peg 9 to Fisher, we've got Bagger, Adam Richards, Art's.
Art Hilmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll definitely catch some fish in that area. I think he's pegged next to where John won from,
Oh, right, okay.
so it'll suit him. He'll fish a shallow match. Adam's there. My dad's there. Jimmy's there. Christian's there.
Oh, blooming heck, there's a lot of anglers
A
there.
lot of the anglers who know the place
Right,
the
okay.
best
Yeah.
are in the favourable bit, but they could easily be beat with a good match on any other peg.
It's mad, isn't it? There's never been a venue like it.
Weird.
has
I
it?
might be talking a load of rubbish. We might just, don't mean bag
Who
might
knows?
rock up, catch £200. Yeah, have that. Done. I don't think it will though.
No.
I think it'll be 120 wins and there could be £600 or £700.
Wow, amazing. So it's set to be like the closest one ever by the sound of it.
Ever.
Or the
We'll see what
fairest one
happens.
as well. Jay, good luck, mate. Get it smashed up. I won't come and interview you. I won't
You're
promise I
barred,
won't
you're
put you off.
barred from me. I've got a
Yeah.
restraining order on you.
Nowhere near. I'll go and interview everyone else and put them off, but not you.
Yeah.
Promise.
That's it.
Come on, Jay, lad.